It's your boy LeeK, and I got my man's B with me.
AKA Versatile Physique. Y'all know what it is.
Versatile Physique in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Repping that hard work. You follow
Yes,
me?
sir.
So yeah, y'all don't know, but you know what I'm saying? B, he's really into fitness. He's been doing it for a while. He's been doing it for over 10 years. He's pretty much an expert in it. You know what I'm saying? Went to college, got his degree, and now could you know what I'm saying, basically tell where you at?
Oh, so I am a DPT student of Howard University, class of 2024. We going strong. We're graduating December 2024, and it's been a hell of a ride. It's definitely been a long run, but we're near the end of the tunnel, so that's always the good side of things.
Right. What's been like some of the most challenging things like being in graduate school?
I would say that time management for sure, and I feel like with DPT school in particular, unless you're really like Steph, for lack of a better term, at time management, you're definitely gonna have to devote a piece of yourself that you basically left on reserve for something else. For instance, me, I love going to the gym, so I reserve a good chunk of time each day, going to the gym, doing things like that. But once I entered PT school, it was like you can't do that, or else your grades aren't going to be where you need them to be. So unfortunately, I had to cut my training down to about 1 to 2 times a week, basically. So I did my best to get in the gym, at least that bare minimum, and just make sure I move to some capacity. But now that I'm out on break, I'm doing a little more. I'm taking advantage of the time that I have now. So
Nice. Okay. So let's talk about like some expectations of reality that you have when your position you're in now. You say you're like in an internship position.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically, like with that position, like when you was in school, you know what I'm saying, you knew you was gonna get into it. Like, what was your expectation versus the reality you got into it?
I feel like I kind of knew the expectations going in, only because I had the experience of working in a clinic before, and I saw actually one of my professors. I actually worked with him, by the way. And
okay.
Yeah,
so you worked in a clinic before?
Yeah, I've worked in a clinic before, but as a tech.
So you weren't doing what you wanted to do?
No, exactly.
But this is what you want?
Yeah.
Okay, so but that more specifically, the thing that you specifically want to do, what's the expectations of reality on that? Because this is your first time doing that, right?
Yeah, so so the expectations are to be able to do special tests for individuals who come in with, let's say, a shoulder dislocation. I'm supposed to know what special tests can basically narrow down my diagnosis, or just to basically clarify or double check what the doctor is sending you for. But so let me run it back. So let's say you were to come off the street to see me, right?
Okay.
And you never visited a doctor before.
Mm-hmm.
I could do these series of tests on your possibly dislocated shoulder, and the test would indicate that you do in fact have one if you test positive for all these tests.
Okay.
So just things like that. I learned how to do goniometric measurement. I will learn. Well, I kind of know. Let me clarify that. I know how to rehab an ACL. Just based off the book portion of it. I haven't gotten the pleasure to work with a patient that has gone through an ACL tear, but eventually I will. But from a book standpoint, I feel like I could do it.
Would you say that's the most devastating injury for an athlete?
The
top 3?
I would say top 3 for sure, just because if you really think about it, your legs, like, just you're allowed and able to do so much with your leg, you know what I'm saying? Sure, a shoulder dislocation would be bad in the sense that, I may not be able to throw a ball as fast as I want to, or let's say I've recovered and I don't trust my shoulder like I did before it dislocated.
Right.
Because there's a thing called kinesiophobia.
And that's what affects your like athletes that go through serious injuries.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
RG3.
Yep.
Derrick Rose.
So
certain people.
Exactly. They don't trust their knees, or when it comes to the high level athletes, there are things a little different because there's people kind of is controlling how their therapy goes. Plus, they get more attendance to than the normal person. So that's why I feel like certain, I guess, coaches feel like they're cleared to go back on the field, do what they have to do, but they end up re-injuring themselves. So it's like give or take with that.
True. So yeah, you definitely have a background in knowing like injuries and stuff like that. Like, what's some game you feel like you can give to people that's athletes and people that's working out that or just mobility or just tips and tricks when you're in the gym that people probably wouldn't know about? It could be anything, bro. Just
tips
like
and tricks.
When you see people doing, you see people doing this wrong all the time, bro. Oh, people always do this wrong, stuff like that. Like,
I would say, if you really want to take this seriously, there's a wealth of knowledge on YouTube. I would just encourage people to follow knowledgeable people because the information's right there. You just have to utilize it. It's there. Siphon out what's BS from what's good information and implement that, because PTs, strength coaches in general,
how do you know who's BS though? Like, how do you know, like, okay, this guy's loaded, like, you're loaded crap, versus this other guy, he knows what he's talking about? Because sometimes I don't even feel like I know, because like some guy will make out a video, this is how you do this right, and then another guy will expose him, right, and they make a whole video about him.
So I feel like, going to PT school actually kind of helps with
you have a way different perspective than the average.
Exactly.
How would the average person that just like say they majored in, like, I don't know, art class or art, what I'm saying? Like, with some, I don't know.
Well, it also depends on what type of individual you are too. Because if you're a skeptical individual, you may go ahead and do your research.
True.
So I don't think it really makes a difference in that sense. But you can definitely see people posting stuff online and then use your prior knowledge of knowing where the muscle insertions are, this, that, and the third. So when I move my joint like this, I'm stretching, my hip flexor. I'm stretching, my hip extensor. So yeah, I feel like just prior knowledge, and just depending on the person if they're skeptical.
Talk about your experience competing in powerlifting and bodylifting. First, talk about powerlifting.
Oh, okay. So once I got out to Norfolk, Virginia, I started powerlifting. I did that. I competed in two powerlifting competitions during my time at ODU, and then after I graduated, I did my first bodybuilding competition, my first men's physique competition, which was switching it up a little bit. Then I competed in another powerlifting competition, and then I did 2 more physique shows after that.
So which one do you like more?
That's a really good question. I honestly think, and I'm going to change my answer, because originally I said powerlifting, but I feel like bodybuilding, it forces you to go the extra mile and level up, like go to the next level in every aspect of your life. Like, I feel like going through that, I listened to motivational videos. I was reading more. I was just trying to get into school as much as possible, because this was prior to my position now. So I feel like I was the most locked in when I was prepping for my men's physique competition. Now, it does affect you from a mental standpoint. You just tend to be a little more, what's the word? It doesn't take too much to to get you like angry.
Doesn't
You know
take
what I'm
much
saying?
Yeah.
You're more reactive.
You're more reactive. Okay. It's kind of like a fighter when they couldn't wait for a fight.
Yeah.
More on edge.
Exactly.
More ready to go. Okay. Cool. Yeah, man, because let me tell y'all something. Look, this dude, like how he usually looks now, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But he just couldn't wait for that bodybuilding stuff.
It's different. It's different.
It's a whole different look, man. That is some different stuff.
It's different.
True. Okay, so let's go back into the industry that basically you trying to be in, like, cause I feel like you trying to, you doing that, but also, you got your own personal thing with the coaching, right?
Yeah. So right now I'm still coaching a couple clients. So I'm trying to just do that while I'm in school to get whatever bread I can, because once again I'm a broke college student. And that's a whole nother humbling experience. I had the opportunity to work a little bit after I graduated from ODU, and I just appreciated the inflow of money. So just going back to this has been a humbling experience, and I'm definitely going to take the tips or the little tricks of saving that I learned before, and I'm just going to apply it once I get my DPT and I'm actually working. So
damn, man. So you doing coaching, you work out, and you in grad school.
Yep.
So I don't know. We probably got we might have some people that they try and get off their feet. They try and really get stuff in motion. How do you stay in motion? How do you stay getting things done?
I honestly think you have to build your discipline. I honestly feel like discipline in itself it's like a muscle. You have to train it and really hone in and craft your discipline, and you just have to want to push. There's a lot of people that just don't want to push. They're complacent or comfortable where they're at. I'm not like that, and when I feel comfortable for too long, I push myself to some capacity, whether it be my body or now from an education standpoint.
So your reaction to like negative stuff or whatever is like you use anger to push yourself?
I wouldn't honestly say anger. I feel like everything that I pushed myself in, I've kind of foreseen to a certain extent, or that's one of the goals that I want to achieve. Like, for instance, the boxing thing that we've been doing. So I said I've always wanted to do it. I'm at a point in my life where I can dedicate some time to this, and I'm going to put in the work and run, get my cardio up, and do what's necessary in order to better hone my skills when it comes to boxing.
Facts. That's what's up, man. Yeah. So he's been, like I said, he's been doing his thing, fitness, for over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I definitely felt I had to have him come through the pod. So you can see that it's not just me. That's out here winning and doing what they got to do. In fact, most of my people actually on my hand, like all the 5 people that's really close to me, they all doing what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because, look, this is some real stuff to y'all. Like, it's time to let it go. When I let it go, I mean the people, the places, devices that are all holding you back.
And y'all should watch anime, honestly, because, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of messages in them animes that other stuff, for instance, what was like SpongeBob. Well, they do like another rendition of Ben 10?
Did they?
Bro, he looks trash now. It's not like OG.
Oh, they
Ben
did.
10.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. It doesn't look the same. No, it's Y'all
gotta watch this stuff. The messaging, the work that this man Tanjiro put in, bruh.
Yeah. Never give up, man. You gotta persevere. Like, especially, look, on some real stuff, like, for everyone, especially, but talking to young men specifically, right, for a second. Like, when you're born, you know what I'm saying, you have to make something of yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get out here and you gotta like really go after it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you know you the dude that in high school or whatever, you was a pretty boy and you got all the girls and stuff like that. But guess what? When it's time to be 18 and get some money, it's not gonna be just the face and the looks that's helping you play it. Like, you gotta go out here and get it.
For sure. You
gotta have the attitude, the hustle, the drive. You gotta have the will to push yourself and be basically like, you know what I'm saying, a positive role model for everybody else. Because that's the thing. It's like, think about it. All 4 of my other friends is doing what they got to do, like him, some other dudes I ain't got to mention. But if I ever get low, or if I ever feel like, dang, I'm slipping, I got, you know what I'm saying, people to look at that we chill with, that I could just, you know what I'm saying, see them on their stuff. Because what's the chances that all of us going to be slipping at the same time? Like, no. Everybody have to be in a recession.
Nah, that's facts.
You know what I mean? Like,
that is facts.
And that's life though. Like, not everybody's gonna be good all the time.
Yeah.
But that's the point. Like, when you get down or when you slip, like, who's around you?
That's why you gotta have some good people, man. Like, your circle.
Your circle. What is it? Somebody said that the whatever top people you hang around with the most is who you end up being, or something like that. But that's very true, because when you got a bunch of knuckleheads around you, it's like you just in quicksand.
Yep.
Even if you're trying to get out, you can't, because the people around you get out before it's too late.
Yeah. I also feel like you should always have someone that's like smarter than you in your circle too. I feel like that's
facts. That's
imperative, because you can just learn from that individual, and then I'm pretty sure you have another friend group. So the more that friend pours into you, you can go back in that other friend group. You smart as hell. You know, you're that friend, and that smart friend in that friend.
You got to sometimes you got to be the bridge for 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do that.
That's how we met.
That's how we met.
We met through a mutual friend.
And it's crazy, because on some real stuff now, we closer than how we was with the mutual friend.
Yeah, facts.
Like, it's just that's how life goes, though. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
But you gotta put yourself out there. You know, whatever y'all trying to do. Like, you could be trying to bake cakes, young. You could be trying to have the best bakery in DC, Northwest, or wherever. You know what I mean? But you just gotta go hard with it. Cause best believe there's some people out here with their LLCs for their cake business. They going crazy every day.
Yep.
They post. I know you see stuff,
yeah.
Bro. They be posting stuff every day. They be annoying with it. Their whole story, the little dots. Every single story is about their stuff.
That's another thing. Yeah, you gotta be hungry. Cause I know like a couple of people who could have made a living singing or pursuing music. Like, I know one dude in particular. He's a singer. Like, he had talent, cause put out like a little project, like an EP on SoundCloud. You know what I'm saying? And he just, I was trying to push him to put his stuff on the radio. Just
didn't follow through. Yeah, man, that's the sadder part, when you have potential, or you have the, you know what I'm saying, but you don't. It's like being an NBA star or whatever. You're late to the arena. There's so many times where they get fined, or the coach will be like, "Oh, you're not playing tonight." You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, hey, you have the whatever, but if you don't show up or present it, you know what I mean? Like, that's how it's got to be. Even with something as selfish as like boxing, right? Because boxing is a selfish sport. It's not a team sport. But I mean, if you're just in the gym all day hitting that bag, you know what I'm saying, doing all this stuff, swimming, run as I do, you know what I'm saying, but you never put it to work. It's like, you got to put your work out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to, that boxing, that's your work, is the stuff on the bag and everything you're doing. And you got to put it out there to see what it's like.
Agreed.
You got to put yourself on the line.
Okay. You
got to put yourself, and not
I
just.
think that's the title of the episode.
Put yourself on the line.
I think that's the title of the episode.
Yep.
That's all we've literally been talking about.
Putting yourself on the line. Ask that girl out. If you're a girl, ask that guy out. Show him something different. Show him something different.
Put yourself on the line.
Show him something different. Nah, for real though. Put yourself on the line. Bet on yourself. Always bet on yourself. That's a real good reason I really love Floyd Mayweather. Because look, as much stuff as that dude talks, as cocky as he comes off, you can't tell him anything about himself. That dude is so sure of himself. There's no way you're getting to him. Like he tells himself affirmations written by himself. Probably. I'm just assuming. I'm just assuming like you're Floyd Mayweather. You're great. You got a bunch of money. You're the champ. You're like he probably says all that stuff to himself over and over again.
You know what I was thinking too? I feel like people should honestly create like creeds or little things that they say on the regular so we can push them.
Hell yeah, absolutely. People should. He's just see what he says. People should have creeds. Everybody should have creeds or mantras. You know what I'm saying? Or just something.
Something that's sacred to you and only you. Don't find something that someone wrote up.
Yeah.
Make your own.
Tailor it to your experience for you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe like you're someone where it's just like people always told you your hair was ugly your whole life, and you like yours is like my hair is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? That's your thing. Like for you, my hair is beautiful. My hair is beautiful. Like, and that's your thing. You know what I'm saying? But just whatever it is, tailor it for you. Because let me tell you something. I know we said put yourself on the line as the title of this jump, but something else you got to do is really use that inner voice in your head. Like I know you can attest to this too, bro. Like say you're in a situation where it's just like maybe someone's talking to you or like something's happening and you're kind of having like a video game moment or anime moment in your head where it's like, okay, this is da-da-da. Mm-hmm. I can do A, B, or C. And when you have enough time to make that decision, it usually goes smooth when you can weigh it all on the table like that. But you only gonna get that if you got that inner voice up there. Like some of y'all be so in a moment just like a squirrel. It's like, look.
And then react.
You have to learn how to respond and not react. I'm telling you, man, like use that inner voice before you go buy that food.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. That inner voice be telling you the right thing to do, and then some people just fall for the wrong voice.
Fall for the wrong voice.
And do the wrong thing. But, yeah.
Fall for the wrong voice. You gotta listen to that inner voice, man. Because it's what guides you. You know what I'm saying? It's what guides you. It's what guides you through the nonsense and the madness. Like think about it. All of us, we use social media. But what all of us don't realize is a lot of people sometimes, like, or most people, like, when you're just scrolling and say you get a good mix of, okay, it was funny stuff. Then you say you saw some stuff that you didn't like. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I wish I didn't see that. Well, it's like, hey, all that stuff is subconsciously going to be in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we see, you know what I mean? Like, that's in our heads, too. Which is why you got to make sure you're looking at the right stuff, too. On some real stuff. If you're going to be on social media and, like, you know, watching a lot of stuff on YouTube, make sure you're looking at stuff that's benefiting you. Of course, you got, you know, entertainment when you want to be entertained and stuff like that. But like for him, for instance, he likes to watch podcasts just like me, self-improvement, about wealth, building good relationships. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. Like don't just be on this junk just looking up crazy, you know, videos, people getting killed and all this other stuff. Like, look, you gotta keep this up here clear.
Sure.
It's 2023. Stuff is getting crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of information out there, and it's all about ciphering through what's good.
Ciphering through what's good and what's listen, yo.
It all ties back.
It all ties in. Like I know y'all ever hear those people talking about, yeah, like you gotta just watch out the energy you keep around you and just, you know, pick and choose type stuff. You be like, man, they saying too much and they doing too much. Like they're being serious, bro. Like you have to be very selective of your energy. Mm-hmm. That's a real thing. Like you know somebody like there's a negative Nancy, they just come in, they just like, bruh, that is a real thing. Like that can rub off on you and piss you off. Definitely does to me. I'm like,
really? Yeah.
That's why I'm like really more of a loner. I only trust a couple of people because it's like I only like certain energies around me. You know what I'm saying? Like protect your energy, protect your space, because you know what I'm saying. They testing out here.
Oh yeah.
They testing.
No
you know,
question.
They gonna try to test you every day. I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm being tested, like, bruh, I just in my head I'm like, I'm being tested right now.
No, but it's good that you do that because I've had a situation where I've wanted to react.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about something the whole time to just respond, where that helped me thinking about that one aspect of my life helped me to respond instead of hitting somebody.
Right, instead of hitting somebody. That's another thing, man. Like, once you let these go, you can't dictate what happened to you after that.
Nope.
For even after you say something, you can't dictate what happens to you after that. So
very true. we know that.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Both the I guess the hammer and the sword, they're mighty weapons. You know what I'm saying? Hammer, you can really stop somebody. The sword, you can cut somebody deep too. Be careful what you say out this jump.
They gonna get that thing.
Be careful what you say out. Be careful what you say out this jump.
Well,
you know, since some people
you can outrun. Sometimes you can.
You can out, yeah. But see, the problem with it is a lot of people, and I used to be like this too. We want to have the last word, especially when it comes to people that we really know. You know, people we really have arguments with or whatever. We, like, say your spouse or your girl or your boyfriend or whatever. We want to have the last word, and you don't always have to have the last word.
No, it's not. Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty childish way of thinking. You know, to feel like you necessarily have to be right all the time, or like you said, have the last word.
Yeah, it's like
it's just gonna put a rift in whatever relationship you have.
Think about it like this: like whoever says the last thing, both parties are gonna be thinking about whoever said the last thing. So if you're gonna have the last word, you know what I'm saying, let it be something like, all right, okay, I see you then. Cause I ain't gonna lie, when I done had, I can think about some arguments that I done had with people in the past, and it's like they took the high road. And then I just had to think about them taking the high road after they left. That's what I'm saying. If you're a person with some sense, you're going to think about that. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, just make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not always about the last word, Joe. It's not always about the last word.
I feel like this went pretty well.
Yeah, I think so too. You know what I'm saying? We coming up on 28 minutes. B, you got any closing things you like to tell the people? You know what I'm saying?
Any
advice? It could be anything.
I don't know. Everyone's a little different. I would say or encourage everyone to listen to something motivational when you feel down or you're in a rut. And again, like I said before, create that creed. I feel like that exercise in itself will enhance your discipline, and it'll enable you to grow your discipline so you can push to better yourself. Because again, the information, the podcast, everything is literally at our fingertips now. So just access the information, utilize it the best way you can.
Right.
And proceed.
So, like you said, decipher what's good and bad, have a creed, and put yourself on the line. That's what we got from this episode. Listen to LeeK podcast featuring B,
aka Versatile Physique,
aka Versatile Physique's in the building. Of course, I will plug his Instagram information on the screen so y'all can give him a follow. And he is a professional coach, so if you want to get into anything like that, there's that too. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, this has been the first of many. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be more of these coming. I'm gonna have different people of different backgrounds, different disciplines and stuff like that for variety. But this has been Listen to LeeK podcast or radio. I don't know, probably do radio. That'd be cool too. But anyway, this is Listen to LeeK radio, and we catch you next time, y'all. Peace out.
All right, peace.